A News 10 NBC investigation reveals where you are more likely to get into a highway crash. Each year on our expressways, police respond to an average of more than 2,600 crashes. New tonight, we are helping you identify the trouble zones. News 10 NBC's Brett Davidson has been poring over the data and plotting it on maps so you can see for yourself.
Hey there, Nikki. I want to show you a map here. Take a look at this heat map. These brightly lit areas right here are where the most crashes occur on our highways. We know that because we obtained detailed information about every reported crash in Monroe County dating back to 2019, so we could show you where you need to be extra cautious. Every day, tens of thousands of people get in their cars and get on our expressways. Roughly 115 miles of highway in Monroe County. No one expects that ride to end in a crash. But crashes happen every day.
But it was scary.
Just ask Robin Spadafora of Spencerport.
I had a truck in front of me, so I couldn't see that people were slowing down.
In 2021, she was in a 4-car pileup on 490 near Victor.
The fire department came and they had to help the tow driver get my car off of the truck's hitch in the back. They were able to do that. My car was totaled.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. So we decided to pinpoint and show you where you're most likely to get into a highway crash. So we're in the News 10 NBC vehicle. We've got it rigged up with cameras, and we're riding on our expressways, and we're going to hit some of the stretches where the most crashes happen. How do we know which stretches are most troublesome? Through a Freedom of Information request, we received Monroe County highway crash data from the New York State DOT for the years 2019 through 2024. We wanted to know locations, times, extent of injuries, even weather conditions. First, here are the countywide numbers. In that 6-year span, we had nearly 16,000 crashes, killing 41 people. October had the most crashes, April the least. 5 p.m. was the most likely hour. Almost half the crashes occurred on clear days. Only 10% were on snowy days.
I think it's a me-first mentality sometimes with some of these crashes.
Richard Tantalo is the Monroe County Director of Public Safety.
Well, clearly with cell phones and things of that nature, distracted driving is an important element when a crash occurs. Unsafe speed.
Here's what we uncovered when we ran our data through an AI program and created cluster maps to illustrate where you're most likely to get into a highway crash. Coming in at number 3, I-490 between Brown Street and South Clinton Avenue, a winding area in the heart of the city with a speed limit that reduces to 40 miles per hour. In that 6-year stretch, there were 614 crashes, 2 fatal. 74 people reported injuries.
It can have a tendency to be very, if you will, confusing and very congested.
At number 2, the 490-590 split extending to the Penfield Road exit, what used to be called the Can of Worms. Here, there were 714 wrecks, injuring 167 people.
It's pretty dangerous right there, especially when the roads are bad, because you have about 4 lanes there because you have people getting on, people getting off.
It's where Sue Hearn of Gates got into a crash just last month while on her way to work. She plowed into another vehicle after a tractor-trailer swerved in front of her to avoid a disabled car.
My car was totaled.
Topping the places where you're most likely to get into a crash, the 390-490 interchange area on the west side of town. From 2019 to 2024, there were 942 crashes here, with 162 people hurt.
So here we have people doing, if you will, 55 miles an hour, which is legal for them to do.
Here at the Regional Traffic Operations Center, they're always keeping an eye on the roadways for dangerous conditions. But Tantalo says it starts with all of us.
I think there's been a total disregard to making sure that you're driving in a fashion that is safe for you and also for the other motorists.
Some of the other hot zones include 490 at Mount Read, 590 at Blossom Road, and 104 at the Veterans Bridge. There's so much data included that we couldn't fit all of it into this report. So we've attached the cluster maps and the charts and other information in this story on our website for you to check out. It's at WHEC.com.
I take one of those top 3 every day.
You got to be careful.
Thank you, Brett. Very interesting. Let's go in depth now on what you can do if you have a concern about a particular stretch of road. Monroe County has set up a community traffic safety team to field concerns and suggestions. That team is made up of state and local transportation agencies, law enforcement, non-government organizations, and neighborhood groups. You can submit a form about concerns ranging from speed zones to traffic signals to roadway signage. We have a link to the form in Brett's story on WHEC.com.